Hello and welcome to a special puzzle edition. This is another puzzle by Scojo. If you don't know what I mean by saying another, I have done, I guess when this video is coming out, a couple days ago, I posted a video of me solving a chaos construction put together by Scojo, suggested by Fonk, but it was it that puzzle in and of itself was absolutely astonishing. So you should go give it a try yourself. When I saw Skojo's name on Logic Master Germany today, I had to give this puzzle a try. So it is called Thinking Outside the Box. And the rule set here is actually quite unique. We have normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, column, and 3 by 3 box. All right, so that in and of itself is pretty straightforward. But the next part is what's interesting. Numbers outside the grid are valid clues for one and only one of the following constraints: sandwich, skyscraper, or X-sum. Which clue represents which constraint must be determined. So now, of the clues that we see here, they will all be one of a sandwich, skyscraper, or X-sum. But we don't know which one. We're going to have to figure that one out. So that that's kind of what drew me in. I saw that rule set and I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting. So sandwich, if a clue is a sandwich clue, the number represents the sum of the digits between the 1 and the 9 in that row or column. So for example, let's take the 9, and I'm going to take 9 actually because if I think about it, yeah, it should be able to satisfy all the different conditions. So 9. If 9 were to exist in a sandwich, the way that it would work is, I guess, either a 2 or 3 length sandwich. With 1 and 9 here, and if it's a 1, 9 like this, then the sandwich would be sandwiching the digits 2, 3, 4 in some order, because 2, 3, 4 add up to 9. If it was a 2-length sandwich, then you would have maybe a 2, 7, or maybe you would have 3, 6, or even 4, 5, as long as the digits that are sandwiched between the 1 and the 9 sum to the clue. Then we have our skyscraper. If a clue is a skyscraper clue, the number represents the amount of digits that could be seen from the clue if each cell in its row or column were a building the height of its digit. So once again, the 9 comes in handy. If you've never seen skyscraper before, you might be confused why I just pencil marked all the way down the line. So if we were to imagine these as buildings of the different stories. So let's say this is a 1-story building. This is a 2-story building, 3-story, all the way up to 9-story building. What it would be telling us is that if we were this clue here, we would be able to see 9 buildings. And if you look in this direction, we see the 1-story, the 2, we would see all of these different buildings. If we were instead to have a 3 then a 1, what would happen is that this 3-story tall building hides the 2 and the 1-story tall building. And then we would only have a 7 clue here, not a 9 clue. Because, of course, we would be able to subsequently see the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that follows. Then we have our X-sum. If a clue is an X-sum, the number represents the sum of the digits in the first X cells seen from that clue, where X is the first cell seen. All right, so what does that mean? Well, this is the first cell seen from the 9 clue. If it was a 2, because 1 is not going to work for us there, if it was a 2, that would tell us that the first 2 digits sum to 9. So 2, 7. If there was a 3 here, what that would tell us is the first 3 digits sum to 9. Well, from our example before, we know that 3, 2, and 4, not 3, 2, and 3, 3, 2, and 4 sum up to 9, and also 3, 1, 5 is also another option. So those are some examples. Hopefully that all made sense. So those are the rules. Let's just jump right into it. All right. So, noticing we've got kind of some symmetry, right? 181, 4, 3, 9, 4. Kind of like the shape of the clues as well. So, maybe that's going to be a part of it here. What I can do off the bat, I'm seeing we have a few ones throughout the grid. One can never be a sandwich clue, and that's because how would you sandwich a sum of 1 in between 1 and 9? You would need to be able to place another 1, and that doesn't work. So these are either, yeah, these are, if they're skyscrapers, then they're a 9 because you have to block the view of everything else behind it. So it would have to be a 9, and if it's an X sum, it would just be a 1. So these are all from the set 1, 9. Hmm. How will, how, sorry, let me take a step back. I I should color code. It's a good excuse to color code. I should color code because I'm not going to remember that these are going to be from the set of what did I say. Now I'm not even remembering X sum and skyscraper. So hmm, let me think about this. Well, if I have to use three colors, I probably should just use red, yellow, blue. That's what I'm used to. Um, all right. Well, blue should be skyscraper because I use like the sky blue color. X sum. All right. You might be like, why are you wasting time on this? Just skip ahead, a little bit. I the color coding is going to be important to me on this one, so it's the way I think I'm going to have to keep track of all these possibilities, and I don't know how to do it otherwise. Um, so blue will be skyscraper. I'll say red is X sum, and we'll keep yellow as sandwich. It kind of makes me think of like the sandwich bread, maybe more like a cartoon sandwich than a real life sandwich. I don't know what sort of sandwiches are this shade of yellow there, but yeah. Anyways, kind of a little bit of a tangent there, but now I'll yeah, this should be better. Sorry, I'm just kind of going off on a little bit of a crazy tangent there, but the 1 9s are valuable to us because given that these are a pair, it either will tell us information about sandwich or I guess skyscraper as well. Because like for example, this can't be, and actually this 9 also, this can't be skyscrapers now because these 9 skyscrapers, I guess as I've said, have to be the digits 1 to 9. And I guess also this can't be a skyscraper. So sorry, this can be a skyscraper, and actually this would be amazing as a skyscraper because you'd go 1 to 9. And what's interesting is 35 is actually a maximum for a sandwich clue because if you take, the digits 1 to 9, you add them up, you get 45, right? But because you can't include the 1 and the 9, that takes 10 out of your possible sum, so you have 35. So actually, the digits 1 to 9 here would be beautiful because 9, 1 would leave you with a 35 just left over. Um, but and of course, like yeah, we can't. 35 is not going to be our skyscraper. So that's interesting. But what I can do is I can say that these can't be skyscraper. They are either X sum or sandwich, and I can actually do something more because of this and because of this, I know that 9 is not going to work because you need either 2 or 3 cells, as I was actually showing in our example earlier, to make a 9 sandwich. So neither of these are sandwiches, which means they are both in fact X sums. If it was an X sum, then it would have to be, yeah, because it can't be 2, 7. It would have to be 3, 1, 5. And actually, that's a 3 in the corner. So we get a 3 in the corner with 1, 5. 1 actually now, sorry, 1 is an X sum, which is our red, sorry. Then this is a skyscraper, which is our blue, which means this is the 9. Then 1, 9. And I should also probably think about the 35 because this can't be a sandwich. And it can't, oh, actually, sorry, it can't be a sandwich and it can't be an X sum or a skyscraper because it's greater than 9. So it must be an X sum. Is this the same thing? We know it can't be a skyscraper. It's either a sandwich or an X sum. Can it be a sandwich? Answer is 35. 35 minus 3 is, can I do math? 32. So if this is a 4, actually 513, this being 9 means it can't, if it was an X sum, it couldn't be 6. It definitely couldn't be 2, so it would have to be 4 because we've already used 9, but 9 from 45 is 36. So this, okay, so this has to be a 4, and that means that because it has to be a 4, this by default is a valid sandwich clue, which means 4, 9 is, why am I blanking? 13. So we're just not allowed to make 15 in 2 digits here, which would be 7 and 8. So we just can't have. Does that make sense? I hope that made sense. You can't have 7 and 8 here now. So, and actually, this can't have a 3 in it anymore. So if it is an X sum, it will be 2, 7. I don't even know where to look. 4 and 3 are actually interesting, and I'm realizing this is again the symmetry. Look at that. 4, 3, 4, 3. So yeah, if I wanted to make a 3 or 4 X sum, and actually that's going to apply to all the 3s and 4s here, or not X sum, sandwich, the other thing. I'm already man, this puzzle is gonna send me places. Um, what that means is neither of these can be sandwiches. Um, because if they were sandwiches, then you would have to do 9, 4, 1 or 1, 3, 9, but that's not going to work. So these are either skyscrapers or X sums, not sandwiches. And if this is an X sum, then it's 2, 1. That's pretty straightforward. Oh, but it can't be 2, 1. And actually that means this can't be, right, yeah, this can't be a sandwich either, or not a sandwich. This can't be an X sum either. It can be a sandwich actually, because you would have 1, 9 with 3 in the middle, which is okay, I think. 1, 9 with 3 in the middle, yeah, that would be fine. But this can't actually be an X sum, which means it is a skyscraper. This, and actually 4 can never be an X sum. So this is a skyscraper, which I guess actually limits us in the way that we build our X sums, because this can't be, well, I guess it doesn't really limit us that much. This is allowed to be as high as 7. this is allowed to be as high as 6. But the problem then is how do we make this x sum with 6? We can't. There are literally three options. One of them is 2, 7, which it can't be because this has to be 6. The other option is 3, 1, 5 or 3, 2, 4. So this has to be then 3 with a 2, 4 pair with another 3 in the corner. So Skojo has given us double 3s in the corners here, whether intentionally or not. Now, kind of like when we were analyzing the 28 over here, analyzing the 35 is interesting because, yeah, this is 9. So, yeah, if we took all 6 of these digits, we'd have 36. I guess yeah, we were talking about that up here. Yeah, so we would have 36, which would be too high, which means actually this is 1, this is 9. We know that this is 5 then, because 35 is a maximum, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is an X sum, so we move the skyscraper, and this is a skyscraper. And then this is 6, 7, 8. This can't be 8. It can be at most be 7. 7 with 8, 9 somewhere. This doesn't have restrictions, but this is interesting because now it has to be a sandwich. It can't be an X sum. It can't be a skyscraper because these digits are way too high. This could at most be 2, which I guess I could have gotten when I knew that this is a 1, 9 pair and I got a 2, 4 here. But yes, so this must be a sandwich, which if this must be a sandwich, this can't be a sandwich because how could you have two sandwiches that add up to different things? So this is an X sum and it can't use the 3, which means it is in fact 2, 7. Now where does 7 go? 7 goes here. We're not allowed to make 15, which means, sorry, I don't know why I blanked. This is 6. This is 8. Completely blanked on what digit I was missing there. This is 6. This is 8. 2, 7. 8. Sorry, I'm thinking about the way we make the 8. So it's possible that we have a 1, 9 like this with 8 here. It's also possible that we have 1, 9 like this with 8 here. It's also possible that we have 1, 9 like this. And what I was looking at is I realized we've already used 2. We can't do 7, 1. So it can't be 2, 6, can't be 7, 1. So it must be 3, 5. So that's interesting. I don't know how great that is right now, which means we probably, it doesn't affect this because this could be 5. This could be 1, 2, 3. Doesn't interact with the 3 here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it can't be. Look at that. 6. Oh, 6, 7 even. This cannot be a skyscraper now. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was going to say it can because of the 5 here, but it actually can't because of the 6, 7, which means, oh, it could, sorry, it could still be a sandwich. I was going to say it has to be an X sum, but that's not true. It doesn't have to be an X sum. It could be an X sum or it could be a sandwich. If it's a if it's an X sum, it can't use 3, which means it is 2, 7, which is fine. This would be 6 and we'd be a-okay. I feel like I should be able to resolve this down here because I was able to do all this work up here, but I guess not. I guess not. So Yeah, we've kind of really neglected these clues. 2, 7, and sorry, if it's a sandwich, I have literally no idea. Can this be a sandwich now, though? If if this was a sandwich, right? It can't be a skyscraper. We know that. If it was a sandwich, then it would have to be 1 9 with all the digits in between. But then what would this be? It couldn't be a sandwich because you've already made a sandwich with 35, and it can't be an X sum because you have 1 or 9 in a position where it needs to be 2 or 7. So what I think that means is this is in fact an X sum. That doesn't that doesn't mean this can't be an X sum. This could still be an X sum, I think. We would just have to think about how we make the X sum. Because 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, maybe we don't. 2, 3, 4, and then this would be 1 here. It's actually interesting. Okay, so it could be a maximum X sum with the digits 5, or yeah, 5 to 9 here. This would, oh no, sorry. Oh, my goodness. I was saying this is a 3, 2, 4 sum with 1 here, but that doesn't work. We know that this, if it's an X sum, it has to be 2, 7. So it would mean it would have to be a sandwich if this was 5. Hmm, 9 with 2, 3, 4, and 1 here, actually. You would have like 9, 2, 3, 4, 1, and you'd be set. So, hmm. We haven't touched these. All right. 29 and 5. If 29 is right, because it can't be a skyscraper. We know that. It's either an X sum or a sandwich. If it's an X sum, what that tells us is our leftover digits. Sorry, can I do math? 45, 29 is 16, right? Which doesn't work. Okay. So if this was an X sum, I might have said sandwich. If this is an X sum, then oh, and so okay, so we know a lot about this, I think. Unless I'm really bungling the math here. We need to make Oh, I am. Ugh. Sorry, folks. Okay. So we would need to make 16 not in two digits. I was thinking 16 in two digits would be 7, 9, and it can't be 7, 9. But actually, that's not the case. We're making 16 in three digits, but we actually know even better, it's 15 in two digits, which would mean it can't be 6, 9, it would be 7, 8. So this would be a 7, 8 pair with, everything else strewn about here. And if it's a sandwich, 6 is actually exactly what we need from 29, which would mean, or from 35 to get 29. So that would mean that the 9 goes here. If the 9 went here, then this wouldn't have to be 1. You could still be 1, 9 with 8. So much to consider. 5 can't be an X sum. It can't, it has to be a sandwich. Sorry. It has to be a sandwich. It can't be a skyscraper. There's an 8 here. Duh. So like what we were looking at down here with the with the three stuff or like the four, right? I think what was it, 2 7 I was looking at, right? This now has to be, oh, okay, and even better, we know what the sandwich is going to be. It can't be 159 because of the 1. The 1 has to go here, which actually does place 1 here, which is looking good for that being 9, but that makes this a 2 3. I guess we actually know 9 goes here by Sudoku. And actually, sorry, this should be a 2 3 pair like this, because how else do we make 5? It's 1 4 or 2 3. Can't be 1 4, so it must be 2 3. 9, 9, and actually 3, we actually have a lot of information there. This is a 3 9 pair. If this is a 3 9 pair, then this is a 4 5 pair, and this is 6 7. Completely blanking there. Um, this can't be 8 any longer because it would be 1 8 9. Otherwise, it's 1 3 5 9. Oh, this can't be 9. Sorry. So either 1 8 9 or 1 3 5 9. Oh, and 6. Oh, but that doesn't tell us anything. This could be 8 6. I was going to say 6 definitely has to go down here, but we don't know that it has to go here specifically. It could go anywhere here. This could be 8 6 as long as we're still using 3 5 9, and then this would just be our leftover 4. So, there's so many numbers we still haven't really looked at. 15 is interesting because it can't be a skyscraper. It's either a sandwich or an X sum. As a maximum sandwich, it could be 5 4 3 2 1, which it can't be. Or sorry, that's not a maximum sandwich, that's a minimum sandwich. I did that backwards. Or not sandwich. Ugh. X sum. X sum. Sorry. X sum. So this can't be, definitely can't be 1. It can't be 2, 3, or 4. If it was 5, it would have to be 5 4 3 2 1, which is our minimum. Not necessarily in that order, but in any case, 3 2 4, of 5 4 3 2 1, it doesn't leave us a lot of options. We'd have to have double 1 here. That's not going to work, which actually tells us this isn't an X sum. It is a sandwich. Then it needs at least 2 digits in it. If it needs at least 2 digits in it, because of this section here not allowing for 1 or 9, it means it actually has to be at least 3 digits. Can it be 4 digits? So without using 1, it would be 2, 3, 4, 5, which is 14. So you'd just be 2, 3, 4, 6. And that would actually work just fine across here. So 9, 9 across here. So this can't be 9. This can't be 9. This can be 9. This can be 9. And these two cannot be because it would. Oh no, but sorry, this can still be a sandwich. Oh no, but sorry, it can't be a sandwich. Okay, sorry. There we go. I was going to say, wait a second, this can still be a sandwich, but it can't because we said this is a sandwich. The second we say a sandwich exists in one place, it can't exist across the way, um, which isn't true for skyscrapers, as we actually see here, and it is not true for X sums either necessarily. So I guess that's a cool thing about sandwiches that I was already doing, but I wasn't vocalizing that specifically. Um, anyways, sorry. These two can't be 9s because they're too close to the 3. So Now, 25 minutes in, 1, then for the 9. This 9 would require 1, actually 1 can't go here, so it would require 1 here, and 9 here would require 1 here or here. Either one of these would be valid. In the middle here, if it's 4, it would be 2, 3, 4, 6, which would mean this is the only 4 length one here. This 2, 3, 4 would mean this is 6, and this is a 2, 3, 4. Ah, and that doesn't work. Look at that. So if this was a 4 length sandwich, then this would be 9, 1. The only way that I can figure out to do that, right? 2, 3, 4, 6. Unless I've done my math wrong, but I think 2, 3, 4, 6 is the only way to do that. That's minimized, right? So this would have to be 6. This would be a 2, 3, 4 triple. That's not going to happen because of the 2, 3 pair here. So, yeah, yeah. I'm very much satisfied with that. This is a 1, 9 pair. Um, if you minimize 2, you need to make 13 in 2 digits without using 9. So then it would have to be, if it's 2, then it's 8, 5, right? Or 6, 7, actually. Sorry, it could be 6, 7. Yeah, I don't know a lot about that, because if it's 3, then it's 12 in 2 digits, which can use 7 or 8. I guess 7. If we keep thinking about this a little bit, maybe this might be helpful. 7 goes somewhere here. All right. 6 6 goes somewhere here. We'll pencil mark it all. I don't know if it's actually that helpful, but 3, 9. Actually, what did I say that I needed? I needed to make, it was 15 because it was 16 total. Yeah, I thought it was going to break, but it was 16 minus 1, which is here. So that would make this a 7, 8 pair. Does that make sense? I think we have to start thinking about other clues because I'm kind of stuck here. So there are still, what is that, 5 clues we haven't touched at all. So can 5 be an X sum? It can if it's 2, 3. Can it be a sandwich? One, oh well, though it couldn't go in this direction with the 9. It could go in this direction though, and it could be 1, 5, 9, just as is. So this can be a sandwich, and I would like to assume that it can in fact be a skyscraper without trying to work through all the logic there. 3, let's go across. It can't be an X sum because it would need to be 2, 1. Can it be a sandwich? I'd say no, because it would be 1, 3, 9, and we know that 9 can't go there. So actually, if it can't be an X sum or a sandwich, it has to be a skyscraper. Then here, can it be an X sum? The answer is yes. Sorry, even though I was trying to think 3, 2, 1, but no, of course, it just as the 5 could be 2, 3, this can be 2, 4. So it can be an X sum. If it's a sandwich, 6 would work here actually. So I was thinking, sorry, I was saying 6 would work here, but not because of the sandwich stuff. If it's a sandwich, it would have to be a 1 length sandwich because it couldn't take up this cell. So it would have to be 1 969 or 961. One of those. And actually, that would give us a 1-9 pair in the column here. Not that there's a clue that would help us, but. All right, sorry. It can be a sandwich. Skyscraper. Can it be a skyscraper? I think so. This could even be 8, and it would still be a valid skyscraper as long as all these digits are still like increasing up to this point of being 8. And this would be 9, or I guess 9 would just go somewhere here. It doesn't matter where. Okay. 3. 3 can't be 2, 1. So this is actually can't be an XM. Um, it can be a sandwich. It can be 1, 3, 9, I think. Um, though that might not play nicely with the 4. 1, 3, 9. Sorry, this. So let's actually look at these together because 4 can't be an XM. This one can't be an XM. Can they be sandwiches? If this was a sandwich, it would be 1, 4, 9. That's fine. However, if this was a sandwich, 1, 3, 9, this couldn't be a sandwich. It would have to be a skyscraper, but the 9 is way too close. So I think this has to be a skyscraper. This can be a skyscraper, but maybe it's a 1, 4, 9 sandwich, which I will pencil mark. And actually, I should pencil mark the 1, 9 with the 6 as well. Whoops, with the 6 as well. So, yeah, and that would actually work really well. 2, 7 would make this 6, this 7. This could be 1, 6, 9. This would have to be a skyscraper, but that's okay. We'd make this a 9. I feel like I should be able to get more information out of this, but I just don't know where to look. If this wasn't 9, then this would have to be the 9 to not break the 3. Maybe that's where we need to think about. We need to look at our skyscrapers and think about where 9 is allowed to go. Right, like when we were thinking with the 4 here. So 9 in this row 3, has to go in one of these cells. It's limited here. It's actually limited exactly there. Which would give us 9, 1. It would break the 1, 9 here. It would do a lot of stuff. Actually, this is interesting. This can't be 6. This can't be 6 because even if you maximize 3, 6 to make 9, you would need another 6. Actually, sorry, no, that does work. Wait, what was I thinking? 2, 6, don't mind me. 2, 6 is 8. Then you add 7. All right. One of these has got to make more sense than the others, right? All right, interesting. One thing I wasn't thinking about. If this was 5, it would have to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But 6, 7 would be staring here and it would give you no options. So this can't be the 5 version. If it can't be the 5 version, then it must be at least. Sorry. If it can't be the 5 version, it must be at least 6 or 7 for 35. It can't be an 8 version because you can't make 10 in 2 digits. So this is either 6 or 7, which gives us a 6-7 pair, which goes over here and pulls 7 out of here, which means if this can't be some 3x sum and it can't be a 2-7x sum, this just can't be an x sum, which means it is a sandwich. If it's a sandwich, then how in the world do we make this sandwich? Which probably makes me think that this can't be a sandwich, unless actually, if this is 9, if this is 9, you can't, so the 6-7 is interesting. If this is 9, it would have to be 6-3 with 1 here, which wouldn't work. So if this was 9, I guess how do you make this sandwich otherwise? The sandwich needs to be at least 2 or 3 in length. So this is too short. This would work if this could be a 1. Actually, is this, wait a second. This is, why does this have to be a 9 in this version? Oh, yeah, well, because we need a 9 somewhere here. So if we put 1 9 not in here, then there's actually no way to build. That's a better way to think about it. If this isn't 9, intuitively in my head, I was just like, okay, you have a 2 or 3 length thing. It's not going to work here, right? Um, if it worked here, the 6-7 is too high, and I was going to say it has to work in this direction. It has to be 2 length. But I was thinking, why does this have to be the 9 here, right, for a sandwich? But if 1 9 is like this, then it leaves us nowhere to place 1 9 such that you can have a 2 or 3 length sandwich. So hopefully, again, that all made sense. That does tell us that this is 8. If this is 8, this is now 6. This now can't be 6. We are left with 4, 5, and 3. Okay, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know why I didn't see the 3. 4, 5, which does leave us with 7, 8 here. Now, this is an x sum, which means it can't be a sandwich. If it can't be a sandwich, then this must be the 9. This must be 3. I hope that made sense. Which means this cannot be a sandwich because the 1, 9 are next to each other. If it was an x sum, or if it was a skyscraper, that's what I'm looking for, sorry, the other thing. If it was the blue thing, the skyscraper, then it would be too short, right? 9 is too close. 9 can be at the closest as the digit that's there. It's 1 closer, which means this wouldn't be a valid skyscraper, which means this is now an x sum, which means it is 2, 3, which means this isn't an x sum, which means it is either a skyscraper or a sandwich still. 7, 1. All right, I don't know. And now, sorry, we're just missing a triple here. 2, 2, 4, 5. And then the 9 sandwich has to grow in this direction. And it's a 4, 5 pair. Look at that. And it's a 4, 5 pair. Reason is because the 2 would have put a 7 here. So now, sorry, I'm already trying to add up, do some math here. A little slow to the take here. 10 plus 5, so that's 25, and I can math. 25, 32. So we actually come up 3 short, which tells me that this is 7, this is 6, this is 3. That makes this Again, I'm blanking for some reason. What digit? 2. 2, 8. This is a 2, 8 pair. And now, this is interesting. 2, because 8, this would have to be 1. This would have to be 2, 3, 4, 5 to satisfy the skyscraper, wouldn't it? Because it can't be 1. And let's just ignore what's going on in the column, because that's why this breaks here. But how would we see 6 things, right? 8 already blocks us off to 5 possible things here. We need to see 5 things in 5 spaces, because 8 will only ever have 9 that's higher than that, right? So 5 things. So now we need to see 4 things in these 4 spaces. That means you need to have descending numbers. If you tried to do 2, that would be too low. If you tried to do 4, it would be 4, 3, 2, 1, which breaks. And if you tried to do 5, you would have 5, 4, 3, 2, which looks okay until you realize it isn't. So this is a sandwich. If it's a sandwich, it is in fact the 1, 9 that I was looking at before, with this being, oh, I guess 6, 7. That didn't give it to us. I did, oh, in color mode. I did have that, which I somehow completely overlooked, but that wouldn't have proved to me that this was 6. This now does prove to me that this is in fact 6. 1, 9 tells us that this can't be the sandwich, which means it must be the skyscraper. If it's the skyscraper, then 9 definitely has to go here, right? 3 up from here, um, which, I don't know. Even if this was a 2, as long as these 3 are ascending numbers, which actually we should just look at. Sorry. We're missing 4, 5, and 7. 4, 5, and 7. Not 6, 7. And we know where 5 goes. Now, actually, that does tell us something. This can't be 5, it can't be 4 because of the 4, 7. This is 2. And what that really tells us now is if we need to see 4 things, these 3 will always be hidden by the 5. No matter what goes here, they will always be hidden by the 5. So if this was 7, we would only ever see 2 things, which tells me that this must be 4, 7 like this. 4, 5, 7, and 9. There is our skyscraper. Our skyscraper in this direction now must be 6, 8. 6, 8. And here, still somehow don't know what's going on there. 6, oh my goodness. Didn't I place this like forever ago? Once again, just missing Sudoku. That's 7, that's 8. 7. Oh, 7. So 7 with a 3 skyscraper has to see 8, 9, right? It can't have 9 then 8. It must be 8, 9. 8, the soonest that it can go is here, which means 9 has to go somewhere up here. So 9, right, because it can't be 9, 8, 7. So 9 must go here by Sudoku slash skyscraper. This, this doesn't have to be 8. This could be 8. This could be 2, and we'd still be fine because 7 will hide the rest of the digits. I guess we're still missing 3. Don't know the order. Hmm. 7. Oh, 7. Oh, but that's okay. Even if 7 went here, we would still see 1, 2, 3, 4 things. Hmm. What are we missing here? We are missing 2, 4, 6. Not seeing it. Literally not seeing anything. 2, 4, 6. I guess that's a lie. I do see the 2 there. But because there is no clue here, that really wasn't that useful. Um, 1. Don't know where 1 goes even. So what are we missing? Sorry. 1, 5, 8, 9. And there we go. 1, 5, 8, 9. So I see something with 9, but actually we'll do that first. Sorry. This can't be 9 and this can't be 9, which tells us that in this column, this must be 9. If this must be 9, then this must be 1. Then this is 9. 1, sorry, this can't be 1 either, right? So now this is why it would have been better to go the other way. Now we have a 5-8 pair. This is the only place 9 can go. Then oh, 8. 8, 5, 8. I was trying to find some way like across. I was doing some math here when I really didn't need to. 7, 7, 8. From here, we need to make 8 in 2 digits. Only way I see to do that actually is 3, 5, which means this is 4. This is 2. 2, 4 gives us 6 actually. 6 gives us 4 here, 2 here. 4 gives us 5, 4. And we've disambiguated pretty much all of the clues except for this one, which, to be honest, like yes, it matters, but it doesn't really matter because we know it's gonna be 1 or 9, and either way, it's gonna satisfy whatever clue that it is, and there's no way for it to satisfy both. So that's not a huge deal. And actually, I can resolve which one that is as I'm blabbering on. This must be a skyscraper now. So we have fully disambiguated the entire grid of their clues. The only clue I think we haven't proven yet is this. I think every other clue we've made it work for us. So I think now the focus should just be Sudoku, and at the end, I'm sure the skyscraper will play out. So row by row, we're missing 5, 6, 8. 5, 6, 8. 5. All right, that's not very helpful. 5, 6, 8. This can't be 8. This can't be 5. Actually, this is what? 6, 8, and 7. This can't be 6 or 7, so actually that is useful. 8 gives us 6 here, 7 here. 6 gives us 5 here, 8 here. In this row, we are missing 6. 4, 5. 5 gives us 4, 5, 4. 8 actually does give us 2, 8 here. We are still missing 2 and 3. We are still missing, besides the 2, 4, we're still missing 5, 6, 7. This must be 6. If that's the case, then this must be the 7 we were looking at earlier. The 2 does give us 4, 2. So now we are fully happy with our skyscraper here. This, I said, was what? 5. Then finally, to finish this off, we're missing 2 and 4. This is 2, this is 4, as well as 3 and 5. No, not 5, sorry. 1. We're missing 1. And that is thinking outside the box in 49 minutes and 32 seconds. Wow. Okay. So, Skojo, if you're seeing this, I am quite impressed with what you're coming up with here, cuz my gosh, that was This is the type of stuff that I strive for in my setting. I'm I'm blown away that this even works out as well as it did here. But yeah, I can sit and admire this puzzle all day. But I hope you tried this one for yourself because this was very fun to work through. And as always, I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.